Welcome here. My name is Chef Ryan with the OIE, and we're going to be preparing you a meal here. And pretty much what we're doing here is I'm not going to Taco Bell because it seems the go-to for most touring bands. And although we do it sometimes, try not to do it every day because it's really going to get to you. We just did, about 3 months of touring, and we came home and everybody lost like 10 pounds. So my name of the game here is just to make sure I'm getting as much protein as I can. So right now I've got soaking. This is some of my chicken because I don't eat meat, so this is my soy chicken here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that cooking up. And like I said, the name of the game is all about protein. Right now in here, this is going to be giving me about 20 grams of protein. So I'm going to let that heat up. And then what we're going to do to it is going to add, I've got some Uncle Ben's ready rice. We're going to throw that in there. It's going to add almost 10 more grams of protein, as well as I've got some actually organic vegetarian refried beans. So I'm going to add that. That together is going to give me, this whole course here is about 60 grams of protein. Granted, I'm probably going to split this with somebody that's, 30 grams. This is my handy dandy gym bag where I keep, utensils, stage clothes sometimes. Just, we throw it all in there. But while I'm waiting for that to heat up, I will also, I guess we'll go ahead and make one of these. These are some of just, I've got an organic protein powder. This is a peanut powder. It's basically peanut butter that's dehydrated just without the water in it. So I'm going to go ahead and make that into a drink. Because like I said, name of the game is protein. I'm just really trying not to lose any more pounds. Because as you can tell, I don't lift at all. So I'm a little guy. I don't want to go back, looking like a skeleton. So I guess while I'm waiting for that to heat up, go ahead and do that. And this protein, this drink here is going to be giving me about, about 15 extra grams of protein. So I'm going to do 1 scoop. I would normally do more, but my tea container here isn't a very large volume of liquid, so definitely don't want to just be drinking sand. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Add some peanut. It's got actually a really good taste to it. It's not super horrible. I do about a half scoop of that just because, like I said, I don't have too much of it when I'm working with. But we are decently OIE for the most part. We're all decently health conscious. I know Justin over here is a little bit more health conscious than I am. So this is our setup. He's got as well a setup just like this. And what we typically do is, see in the mystery bag here, we've got this big bag of rice. Rice and beans are definitely a staple in what we eat on the road. It's tasty, and I've got tons and tons of seasonings I brought so we can, make it taste any different way that we want. So go ahead and give that a stir. It's starting to heat up. That's my chicken there, right from the farm.
Chicken.
So that's that. Actually doesn't taste too bad if you season it right.
One of the biggest benefits about having a hot plate on the road too is like you can heat up your own tea at every venue, especially because we have this stuff called throat coat tea that we like to drink, and it is delicious, and it is it's probably my favorite tea I've ever had. There we go.
A little smash, but our organic throat coated it. Yeah, absolutely. Justin makes it every single day on the road. I try to make it as much as I can. It definitely helps with the vocals. Singing every day, it takes a lot out of it. Here's my nice smashed. Everything's usually smashed. Here's my smashed water. So we'll go ahead and just add some of this to my little soup here. Get that going. That'll be good. And then I'll try and down that before we hit the stage. I don't really want to be drinking, protein stuff while I'm singing, but try and get that down. Mixes up decently nice, I didn't put a whole bunch, and it tastes really good actually. It's like a chocolate peanut butter s'more tasting kind of thing. So essentially, this has amazing ingredients on it, and it's essentially a meal replacement. However, I'm going to add it to my meal because we don't get to eat very often on the road, so this is kind of making up for breakfast, lunch, dinner, all that stuff. But no, it's absolutely great. This is creamy chocolate fudge. It actually does taste like that, which is insane because there's pea, brown rice, chia seeds, hemp protein powder, a bunch of weird stuff in here, but it tastes great. So
I actually do something similar to a meal replacement. It's called shaga mushroom, and then I also do spirulina. And we both do spirulina. Yeah, it's sort of like a superfood algae, and if a human being ate spirulina for the rest of its life, it would be incredibly healthy. so you can survive off of it, and it's intense. It's a beautiful thing though. I like it.
Tastes gross. Imagine like
a fish tank.
A fish tank that you found in a swamp that has been sitting there.
That plus crap.
But baking in stool is basically what this tastes like.
Pretty grody, but it ultimately nourishes your brain. So you get basically all of your essential vitamins and minerals in a day you need from vegetables and 1 tablespoon of it. So you really don't need much. But when you mix it up, the water needs to be warm because it tends to get gloppy and goopy, and it's disgusting. But it works. It does, and I think a lot of what we do here is based on results, not necessarily taste. So when you're on the road, you need to focus more on repairing muscles and amino acids and things like this, as opposed to, oh, I want chocolate ice cream, Even though we still like chocolate ice cream, I love vegan ice cream. It's delicious.
So I'm going to add a little zest to this chicken. I've just got some curry powder, some chili powder, so we're going to just add that in there.
Just emerald it up, dude.
Nice. Bam! Yeah, here in Kitchen OYE, I don't use measurings. I don't even use lids. You just burn hands. It's rock and roll. It's all about the dirt. You know? It's all about the dirt.
Eyeball approximations. No perfection. There's no perfection in any of this.
We'll get that going, and you can kind of smells almost like some nice chicken soup, but it is definitely not. But actually, I got this before I left for tour. There's a local. Just a nice little home Hispanic market that I get this from, but we do get a lot of the stuff like the spirulina, the algae that we eat. We get it from health food stores. They actually, I think they sell capsules of it in Meyer.
Yeah, vitamin shot.
But we don't do the capsules. We'll just do like the straight just powder, put it in water, mix it up. It looks nasty, it tastes nasty, you drink it, but you do it because, like he said earlier, you're not doing it for taste. We're out here trying to stay as healthy as we can because it's really hard when you're living in a car and all that stuff. So
it's all about results on the road, and especially I order a lot of stuff like online before I go on tour. So I'll order like a 3-pound bag of organic hemp protein powder, and that's huge for me because these dudes eat a lot more soy and stuff. I try to avoid soy, so I do a lot of like hemp protein, or I do a lot of lentil beans just to get my amino acids and repair my muscles. And ooh, we got beans going.
There we go. I actually have some of the beans that he eats. I've got some right here in the mystery bag.
Oh yeah.
Just some nice
good old standard central
lentils. They're the fastest cooking bean. I believe I think one of the healthiest beans for you as well.
Yeah. They have all your amino acids, and in order to repair muscles on the road, you need all 8 essential amino acids. So the throat is probably one of the most important muscles we use on the road. And on top of that, your legs and your arms, everything gets tired, especially in the first week. So I try to just stock myself up with amino acid, protein, complete proteins.
Yeah, we're super weird. We're super health nutty and stuff. Everyone in the band, for the most part, is decently, at least health conscious.
Yeah.
We do care what we put into us.
Yeah.
This is starting to kind of look like chicken, as you can see. Gonna go ahead and add a little bit more of that.
For color.
Little this, little that, stir it on up, and I'm going to go ahead and add the rice, and then we're going to add a nice creamy layer of some refried beans, and it's pretty much, we like to call it tour slop. No matter what we're making, it's always the same meal, it's tour slop. Mm-hmm. So it's usually not the prettiest, but like a warm meal like this compared to gas station food or Taco Bell, it's great. So I'm just going to plop this right in there. Good old Uncle Ben does me well. Look how unappetizing that looks.
Look how blobby it looks.
But I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna taste super amazing. So just get that in there. Mom would be proud. This pot is super hot. I should really get the handle attached.
Yeah, you really should. It's a screw away.
I think I lost the handle a couple dates away.
Bummer, dude.
So we'll let that go. Try and get some of that water out of there, and then we'll add the refried beans and. Then I'll do a rally, see who in the band wants to eat some, and then divvy it up and all that stuff. Kamran over there's got his hand up. He wants to have some. I definitely like to add garlic powder to almost everything that I make here. Yeah. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that now, and then a little bit when I'm closer to being done.
Boom.
So we got that going.
And you could really start to see it take its tour slop.
Yeah. We're all about the slop, but I'm telling you, it's going to taste great.
Yeah.
So, warm meal. We're all about the warm meal here at Kitchen OYE.
See, sometimes you can have taste and health. It's rare, but yeah, definitely a good thing to do with this rice is like you can throw in ginger, and all of a sudden you have like a Chinese tasting dish, and then you can throw in curry in it. All of a sudden you got an Indian tasting dish, and then garlic and sea salt. I'm not really sure what culture that would have ties to, but it's I would consider it delicious. All of them equally in different ways. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it's getting there, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and drink some of this protein drink here. Right, there's that. Good old protein drink. Bottoms up.
Cheers, mate.
Tastes great. Tastes like chocolate milk, but it's all natural.
Yeah.
And there's no dairy.
And a lot of times, like what I would do on the road, and what I do on the road, I bring a couple of like glass jugs with, and that are in the van right now. But basically, and I fill this up. This is a little canteen I bought. And basically what I do is I get reverse osmosis water from the store, and we do this every stop, every tour stop we go to, Walmart. I'll just fill it up, and then I can cook with it, I can drink it, and it's a lot better than tap water. So I try to keep that consistent.
Alright, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add this nasty looking paste, but it adds a nice creaminess to it, and lots of protein. But let me go ahead and just glob that in there.
Glob it on.
And you can see it's pretty haggard looking, but it's actually really delicious. So once you season everything up, and it tastes great. So we're gonna add that in there, and like I said, this is to our slop, and you can tell that it is sloppy. So go ahead and break that up a little bit. So 2 spoons here. Throw that in there. Just set that down there. Yeah, so it doesn't look the most appealing, which is cool, because, some of the other bands, like, see us cooking. They say it'll smell good, but they'll come over here and, they'll be like, hey, what's that? And I'll be like, oh, check it out. And they'll go, oh, no thanks.
Yeah,
no thanks.
yeah. You want to have, a really intense mask so that it looks just like dirty porridge with poop in it. But ultimately what you want is the flavor to be great. And that's what I think our band is, on stage. We don't have a lot of lights or a lot of, we just look so plain, but the music does the talking. That's what the taste does the talking in this case. So it's kind of a parallel conversation.
So we're just going to throw in some seasonings, spicing it up, a little thyme there. Gonna add a little bit more of this garlic. I'm a big... Yeah, you just kind of do what that seems like I should throw that out. But,
good thing we have a backup.
Yeah, here, throw that out.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got the backup garlic, because I love garlic, so I'm going to mix that around real quick. So... it's looking yum there.
Yeah,
you can tell it's our
looking
slop.
pretty slop.
And then what I'm gonna do, here we are. Lastly, I'm gonna add some just oregano because I love oregano. So why not, right?
See, it's all about the distribution of spices.
Yeah.
You just got to do a little bit of this.
Yeah, a little there, a little there.
Yeah.
It tastes good. It tastes better than gas station burritos. Absolutely. And now, if I had some tortilla shells, possibly I would make a burrito, but I don't have any tortilla shells. So. We get real creative, sometimes I'll throw in veggies. I know he likes to cook up like asparagus with olive oil and stuff like that. That stuff goes great with this.
It does, and I have like a big, it's like a frying pan, and what I'll do is just dump olive oil in. I'll throw veggies like, sometimes green pepper, sometimes onion, and then I'll mix that up in potatoes, all kinds of stuff, asparagus, and then mix that in with some rice and some lentils. And it usually works out great, especially for a filling tour meal, because you eat it and you're not full or you're not hungry rather for another 4 or 5 hours. So it really does the trick.
So here's basically the finished product as of. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, let it cool down before we eat it. And yeah, it does taste great. And what I like to do is sometimes I like to add like barbecue sauce to it, or what actually goes great, tortilla chips, which I am just fresh out of tortilla chips, or else I would be going ham on this non-ham chili that we got here. So what we've gotten here is, like I said, there's rice that had peas and carrots. We've got some chicken, and so we got that in the mix, and then some refried beans, USDA, organic, vegetarian, all that good stuff, and lots of spices. So check that out. Mom would be so proud. Mrs. Kirk, my cooking teacher from high school. Props to you.
It's funny. Your mom's cool because my mom would be worried. She'd be like, "What are you eating? You need to eat different." But your mom would be proud.
Sure, yeah. Like I said, right here, this pan is going to be 60 grams of protein. I've got, you know, an extra 15 grams of protein right there. I'm going to split this with Kamran. I'm sure our sound guy might want a little. He might look at it and be like, nah, I'm all right. But, you know, you never know. So, all right.
Fresh out of jail.
Here we go. That's my tour slop.
Real chewy.
I don't know. That's pretty much it here in the kitchen of OYE. So until next time.
Happy cooking.